Hey everybody, it's Joy Packard. It's a Thursday afternoon already. I just wanted to get on, haven't been on for a while, and share with you some thoughts that, I'm always doing something and I love to share the things that I learn. And so I hope you guys are doing well. It is the 21st of May already. I can't believe that this year is, just flying by as much as it has and everything. So, during this stay at home time, we've had a lot of time to think and to, write down our thoughts, not just about our personal life, but about our business. And, lately I have been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of reorganizing, just even in the house, just organizing workspace, organizing closet space. And it feels amazing because it's like whenever you have things that are like cluttered in your life, then it's really hard to, sit down and get the work done. And so, in my personal life, in the house and everything, just really decluttering. And, during this stay at home time, it really helped to do that. But so I know that, many of you who follow me do e-commerce. And so, yeah, I've been working on that, the Amazon stuff, but I've been also branching out to create multiple streams of income. We're always told, and more than ever during this time, it's super important to, and, almost a must to think about different things, because we saw what something like this virus can do, where it can shut things down to where, if you are, working and your job is outside the home, then it's really hard, right? So you need to, before, anything like that happens again, it's really good to get things in place. And so, at my conferences where I teach, and we talk about mind mapping and the importance of, mind mapping and thinking about our thoughts and, putting it all on paper as far as that goes. And so what I did different this time too is like, I have my mind map of the different businesses that I want to do. And so along with that, I have a different email. And I won't give that email out here because I don't want everybody emailing to that one. But I know, when things go to that particular email, that's what I'm going to focus on. And so on top of that, what I did is I have a journal, a notebook for every single business idea. So that I say that I'm doing like 3 or 4 different multiple streams of income, then I have a journal or a notebook, for each of those, so that I know when I pick this up, this is e-commerce or this is my retreats or whatever it is. And so it's pretty neat, and it's a neat way to keep things organized, to keep your thoughts organized. I don't know about you, but when I feel disorganized or I feel like my thoughts are scattered, it's really hard. It's really hard to focus, and it's really hard to get that done. And so, that's kind of what, I've implemented recently, and it's really, really helping, having, just even a composition notebook or, some kind of journal, a journal for, your gratitude, journal for your personal stuff, and then a journal for, say, like maybe my e-commerce, and then a journal for my, whatever it is, have a way that, you're not just taking a piece of paper and writing down your thoughts. It's really nice to be able to go back. I found some old journals from, way before, and it's kind of cool to look back and see the progress that you can make, so I don't know how, I would love to know, different ways that maybe you guys implement, and, maybe I can use that method as well. And so, like I say, if you have, those ideas, then it's really awesome to be able to, do that. Hey, Amy, how you doing? I almost thought about, I look at all these journals and these calendars, and I'm just like, I need to make it this way. And so I really do need to make my own on KDP, all my thoughts and things like that, because I have a lot of journals, I have a lot of different things, but it's like, I don't have the perfect one that all of the thoughts in my head can go into. So I need to do that. I need to write that out, and so that I can, write down all my thoughts and stuff like that. But anyway, it's been such an amazing, this past weekend I attended something that helped to, I guess, to have clarity. That's been kind of my word lately, to have clarity. And, I've been practicing saying no to a lot of things. in my life, because normally I'm a yes, yes person. And I've noticed that, when I implemented that to where I protect who I am and and the time that I have, it feels really good. Because when you have a focus, and one of my emails has, like I say, focus in the word, and when you have that, it's like nothing else can stand in the way. You have all of these different ideas that you want to implement, and it's really hard whenever you have distractions. And so it's super hard because, many of you that know me, I love different ideas. I love different entrepreneurial ideas. And, it's really hard to turn some of that down, but we have to, like, if we see our goal and where we want to be, and then all of these other different things happen, it's almost like our cluttered drawer, right? Our miscellaneous cluttered drawer. We all have one in the kitchen. I know we do. And we have these things in there that, have different things that we just throw in there. And so we need to stay organized. We need to stay on track. Yes, 2020 is going by so fast because of this, COVID-19 stuff that's going on, but we still can work on our goals. We can still reach our, whatever it was that we put down in January as we write our, New Year's resolutions that people do. And, I've been working on my health. I've been working on my business. I've been working on, my family, relationships, creating moments, creating the time for myself. Can you believe that in a year from now, my youngest baby of 8 kids is going to be graduating. So between now and then, it's like I've been, really working on, my husband and I have been talking and saying, what do we really want? What do we really want to be focusing on? And, one of the things that I've noticed is there is a lot of good ways to make money. There are. And I've got this email list and Gmail folders with all of these different ways. I bet many of us who are entrepreneurs, especially online ones, we all have probably everything we need right now to make as much money as we want. And it's just a matter of putting our head down and getting it done. And, with my son, graduating next year, and I'm going to be an empty nester. What? 8 kids, been raising kids for almost, let me see, how old is my daughter going to be this year? The oldest one is going to be 34 years old this year. And so, for the first time next summer, I have my grandkids, and of course my kids are still around and stuff, but I'm saying that I am going to be an empty nester next summer. And so I am trying to put things in place, and I've also decided that, yes, maybe this is a great way to earn money, but do I really enjoy it? Because, we do have a choice. I know in some cases, like people who have their jobs that, it's a necessity. But for, if you have the opportunity to work at home and you have a choice, it's really cool, because like I've been really spending the time, like I say, writing down and trying to get everything on autopilot so that next summer, like, things are more on autopilot, and I can hopefully travel more with all this, stuff going on, and hopefully just do a lot of, service and stuff. And so, some of you may not be empty nesters and, be in that same situation, but that particular idea, that knowing that next summer that's going to be happening, has not really forced me, but has made me stop and put my head down to the paper and really write and be serious about it, because we can't just be like, I was listening to a webinar yesterday, and they were talking about how, it's cool that we have all these different courses that we can go through and everything, but we shouldn't be spending our time all the time just learning, just going through courses. We need to be implementing it. And, yes, I believe we all always should be learning. I'm always like all about learning new things, but I'm talking about like, as far as like, if you're an online entrepreneur or want to be one, then it's like, we need to put our head down and like really, really focus and hone down exactly what it is, because, it's almost kind of like, whenever, I know for me, I know that speaking from experience, when it gets hard, it's like we tend to like say, okay, there's like this 10-step system that, can get my website, from here to there. But because we got to step number 5 or whatever, and then we just kind of like didn't like it, like we won't finish. And so it's just a matter of like I say, for me, my multiple streams of income, each of those incomes are in a different notebook. Because I don't know about you, sometimes I take a notebook and I'm just like writing it down, or I'll write it on a piece of paper and then I'll write it in my notes and then I'll forget about it. But, you know, if we, the exciting thing is like in anything we do, we see people who are successful in that particular thing, right? And so we know, like, okay, I'm doing this right now, and I know that look at all of these different people who have done it before, and they've been successful. So you ask yourself, you know, how am I any different? I'm not. We all have the same amount of time in a day. We all can choose, you know, how we spend our time, how we're learning, you know, the kind of things that we want to implement into our life. And so, I don't know. I've just been really thinking about that lately, and I've had more time to really do that. And it feels really good, you know, to know, like, I kind of have given myself a deadline, like next summer, I don't want to be working as hard, you know, because like, I want to be spending like the rest of my years, like, you know, serving and traveling and, you know, spending time with my kids and my grandkids. And so like, how do we get to that point? Well, every single day that we wake up is a gift. We wake up and we have the day to do what we want. And that's pretty exciting, you know, because like we wake up in the morning, and all of us do that. We all have the morning, and we choose our, you know, with what we want to do during the day. We are given the gift to do that. How we take care of our bodies, you know, if we're exercising, are we taking care of our health? Are we, you know, moving forward in our business? And if so, what ways and how can we continue to accelerate in that direction so that we can finish the things that we want to do? So, you know, you look at every category in your life, whether it's just health, relationships, you know, your business, you know, I don't know, you might have different little boxes. I see it in my head, you know, the different boxes, and like, what are the kind of things that you have to do to fulfill those goals? You know, and you can think about it all day long and you can write about it, but if you don't do something about it, then it's like, it's not going to get done. And so, you know, like I say, some of these different income streams that I've been going through are things that I don't enjoy. So I've scratched them out, and it feels good. And I've been, like I told you, it's been feeling good. You know, I know that many of us are a yes person where we say yes to everything. And lately, I just use the line that says, you know, I appreciate you thinking about me, but I'm going to have to pass on this one. And that's been working really, really well for me. Those of you who know me, you know, I don't normally like to say no, you know, to speaking engagements, to, you know, new courses, to new things. Hi, Kia. And so, Linda, I miss you. We need to talk. I've been thinking about you, actually. And so, you know, what is it, you know, that we have to get done? And so these last few days, you know, I attended an event in Austin, and it's just been, my energy has been flowing. My thoughts have been so clear. My clarity is more than ever so on point. Than you know, that's what I've been seeking. And so we have to do that. We have to, you know, put it for ourselves. No one's going to make the goals for us. You know, if we're on a health goal and, you know, we say to ourselves, you know, we're off sugar, and then we see a cookie and we eat the cookie, no one is going to suffer from that except for ourselves. You know, we are accountable to ourselves. You know, just because we're sneaking it from eating, like, and somebody's not seeing us, who is that going to affect? It's going to affect ourselves. You know, so we can't fool ourselves, you know, in our health. If we're, you know, like I say, if we're trying to stay on that goal, or in our business, you know, if we're saying, this is what I want to do in my business, and here, and you know, you bought this amazing course and it's given to you, and you're like, okay, you know, like all of these steps are done, and we go through like 3 steps, and then we're like, I don't feel like doing that anymore, whatever. We're not going to make it that way. We have to be, you know, the type of person that's going to finish. And so I think of I always talk about my marathon, you know, that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And I always bring that example up because that's exactly how I live my life, to where, you know, I chose to do something. Was it difficult? Yes. Was it training so hard? Yes. And, you know, when I got on mile 19 and 21 and 23, did I feel like quitting? I honestly did. On mile 23, I literally had a 5K left. And I remember thinking to myself, my goodness, you know, my quads are screaming at me. My body is giving in. And then I said to myself at that very moment, I said to myself, I'm gonna be a finisher with this marathon. And so, it's one of those things like, I told myself that I'm gonna finish it. And like, even though on mile 23, everything was screaming at me that it wasn't gonna happen, I made that goal for myself. And so because, I am the person that I am, it's like I see myself at the finish line of that marathon, then I finished it. And even though it was, super hard, I remember, like, I love that example because I go back in time and I'm just like, all of those reasons why, I set a goal, I did the things that I needed to do to finish those goals. And, when times were difficult, I just went back to that thought of like, I made this goal for myself and I want to get this done. And so that's the way that I try and live like everything that I do, in my business and, trying to, finish tasks, trying to like, I remember I was cleaning my closet one day and it was like 11 o'clock at night. My husband's like, honey, it is late, maybe you could just finish tomorrow. I'm like, no, it's in my head. I told myself I was going to do this. I'm going to do it. And so, I think that's super important. I think it's super important for you, like I say, from the very beginning of this video, whatever it is, like to have those journals out for each of those different things that you want to do. Or maybe you only have one journal, one is for your gratitude and one is for your business or whatever, however you want to organize it. I'm just sharing with you like how I do mine. And so anyway, I've just been feeling amazing this week as far as my clarity, and I know where I want to be. Like I say, my son of 8 babies is graduating next June, and I'm kind of prepping myself and getting myself ready so that after, he's gone, like I want to be able to do what I want to do. Like, all these years I've been like raising babies and I'm still kind of like raising babies in a way because like I have like 13 grandkids, but I'm just saying like, what is it that is in my soul and my heart that I want to do in this world? Right? And whatever that is, you write it down and you look at it every single day so that everything that you're doing is like, gearing you toward going that direction. In my head, I want to start a nonprofit organization and, help with homeless, help with trafficked girls, help with so many different things, women who are, especially empowering them, like giving them a way to learn, to know how to do things on their own and not have to rely on their significant other or whatever. So I just have so many dreams, and in order to get there, I can't just be thinking about it. I have to be planning, setting my goals, writing them down. And so it's feeling good. It's feeling amazing. And I just, I have this deadline for myself. Not that I'm going to quit working next summer. I'm just saying I want to have a lot of the things that I'm doing like on autopilot, outsourced, to my virtual assistants or to people who work with me so that I can do the things that I'm meant to do here on this earth. And I know one of those things is to help others, is to do my retreats, and to empower people to be, become the best versions of themselves. And so I think that in order to do that, every single day that I wake up, I'm like so grateful for this day. Right? And I spend my time, like I try and spend my time working towards that. And look, I want to say too that it's not always perfect. My days are not always perfect. There's going to be days where I don't feel like being healthy or I don't feel like getting out of bed. We're all going to have days where when we're on this track of what we want to be doing, we're going to fall off of it a little bit. And we may say, okay, I don't feel like doing this today. But guess what? After you go through your little, pity party, I guess you would say, I call it that way for myself, it's time to get back on track. If you start eating bad when you're on a health kick, then you say, okay, I know how this makes me feel when I eat terrible and I know what I'm trying to do. And so like, it just helps me to get back on track, with my health, same with my business, same with my relationships with my kids, with my husband, with my grandkids, with my friends. It's like, whatever it is, know that it's not going to always be perfect. We think and we want it to be, we want everything to be perfect. We have this all laid out for ourselves and we're like, this is what we're going to do. And it's like one of those, like I can see a 30-day calendar and like, for me, I'm like scratching off the days that I'm doing things. And some of those days, like I report to myself and I'm like, today, I did perfect, except I ate like this. And instead of beating myself up about it, I say, okay, tomorrow I'm just going to get back on track. And I think that's the key is, okay, we may get off track because maybe we're ill, or maybe, I don't know, we all go through life and we have situations. We have situations that happen with 8 kids and 13 grandkids. There's always something happening. And so you have to give yourself, credit, and you have to give yourself that leeway. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I haven't shared a live video in a while. It's 2:20 p.m. on a Thursday. Love to document this because it's like Facebook Lives are almost like a journal for me, an accountability. And like, it's kind of cool to be able to look back over the years and to see, where I am today and where I was. And I'll leave you with this because I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to share this last thought with you. I'm going through this course. It's an e-commerce course, actually, but the very first part of it is on mindset. And it's so incredibly powerful because one of the things that we have to do is we have to have our journal, and we have to go back and like look at our accomplishments and things that that we've done in the last, I don't know, 5, whatever in your life. And you want to look back and you want to like cut out the pictures or print them on your computer, however, and like put it together in this journal and say, this is who I was. And you have to like celebrate your wins. Hi, Andrea, how you doing? You have to celebrate your wins. Every time you do something right, then you celebrate. I listened to a podcast about that this morning too, and it was so powerful because we're so busy trying to be perfect at getting everything right that when we do something right, instead of like congratulating ourselves and celebrating, we move on to the next task, the next part, and we don't celebrate. And that's such an important part. And so anyway, part of this thing I was telling you about where, we have to make a journal and cut out pictures of our accomplishments. And I started doing mine. I've created Simples on Seller. I've done this and I've done that. I ran a marathon. I did these different things. And it's like when we look back at those things, of the things that we accomplished, and then we make another page over here of continually thinking, where do I want to be? And it's just interesting to see the transitions. And maybe we should do that, like every few years. Here's what I was, here's what I did, here are the accomplishments that I did, and here's, today is whatever day, and here's who I am today. And then maybe you have something over here that says who I want to be. And so you see this progression of yourself on this path to do those things, to become the better version of yourself, which is exactly what one of my missions is for my retreats with joy, is to help people, to empower them so that they can learn and grow and how to progress, to become the best versions of themselves. So it's just so interesting to me, like as we do these exercises, as we stop and we take the time to work on ourselves, the things that come out for us, like so much clarity for me. Like whenever I'm in, I'm not one to really sit in silence very much, but I've been learning that over the last few years, with my meditations and things like that. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful, to be in stillness. And so, and of course, again, like I was talking about earlier, when we're on track and we get off track, I'm not perfect with that. So I have to get back on track. And so anyway, super powerful stuff, and things that I'm really enjoying learning and wanted to share with you. And so I hope you guys are doing, well with all of this stay-at-home stuff. Here in Texas, I'm in San Antonio, things are starting to open up. And, hi Blair, how are you doing? And so I've just, I've been so used to staying home, and I work at home. So it's almost kind of like I've been, it's not that exciting as I thought it would be for things to open up. I mean, it's really weird, but maybe the beaches are going to be exciting. But I love to be home because, I'm able to like really, in fact, like churches are starting to open up again. And not that I don't like to go to church, but we've been having home church. And I'm just saying, like, I've really learned a lot, as hard as it's been, in some ways, for the stay in place stuff, like you can look back and think, from the beginning. And so, from the beginning of this, like even stay at home place and now, like, where have you grown where are the pain points? What are some of the things? And so I just, I know that a lot of you, have been asking, different ways and different ways that you can earn money online. And one of these days, I'll put together a site of all the things that I've learned, because it's so super powerful, to be able to empower people, to do the things that they need to do, whether it's making money, whether it's, getting on a health kick and being on track, or, maybe it is something, to do with, relationships or raising kids or whatever. There are so many things that I love to share. And so one of these days I will have to, my son told me that one time. One of my kids said, Mom, I know when you talk about it, you act like it's like, not a big deal, but like a lot of people don't know that. I was telling him, okay, before you buy anything online, if there's a promo box, that means there's a coupon code somewhere online. So go find it and it will save you money. And, he called me one day, or he texted me, he's like, Mom, that, I had an order of like 100 and something and, 20% off because you told me to go find a coupon, and just simple things like that. So there's, I guess the lesson of that is all of us, not just myself, but all of you watching and all of those of you who are going to watch this on the replay, all of us have gifts to share. All of us have talents. And there are so many people out there that we think know it, and they don't. So we need to share it, right? And share it. And that's one thing I miss about live events. I was supposed to have my retreat in July and it got canceled, with all this stuff. And, there's just so many things that each of us learn on a daily basis. And so what is that? What is your passion? And, what is it that you're wanting to do over the next 6 months to a year? And it's never too late, and this, I keep saying it's my last thought, but I have things that are rolling in my head. But one of the things that I notice about myself too is like, how whenever you get on this exercise kick and you say, oh, today's Wednesday, I'll wait till next Monday to start. No, I say to myself, I'm gonna start today. It's okay that it's Wednesday. It's okay that it's not January 1st. In fact, on my podcast, one of my podcasts is called something like, it's okay that it's not January the 1st. Because, a lot of times we program ourselves and we tell ourselves, oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow, or I'll wait till Monday, or I'll wait till the new year. And what I tell you, and hi, Stephen, I miss having you on these, And, one of the things we need to tell ourselves is we don't wait. We don't wait until tomorrow or later. If we're going to ever make a change in our health, in our business, in our personal life, in our relationships, and whatever it is, we can start now at this very moment. And so that's great, Megan. There's so many people that wait. And so that's good that you don't. And, if you think about it, the sooner you get started, and if you imagine or you write it down, here's the starting line of my project, and here's the finish line of my project. And I'm going to start over here, and it's going to take this to this much time to get there. The time that you begin is just one more step closer to getting from here to there. And I say that to myself every time, as I'm practicing my violin, I'm like, I can learn a measure, I can learn a new note, but it's almost kind of like, if I feel like I have to do everything like all at once, and I don't do it piece by piece, then I'll never get there, because I get overwhelmed. And so I think that's great. If you start small. Anyway, wow. I didn't mean for this video to be that long, but I had a lot of thoughts coming through, and I appreciate you guys. You guys are here on an afternoon, almost 2:30 p.m. on a Thursday, and you can be anywhere else and you're here. And so for that, I do thank you. I had a lot of things in my heart today and in my mind, wanted to share with you some of the things that I'm doing. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you guys are getting done the things that you are wanting to get done in your life. I am feeling amazing with this health kick that I'm on. I've been taking some new things and just eating better, and I've been doing some major exercising, but it feels good, I'm trying to get it to where my body doesn't hurt. And so anyway, all right. Well, you guys take care. By the way, if you, my podcast is so behind. It really is, but it's called Joy Reveals, and it's on iTunes and it's on the Stitcher app. And I have episodes that I've recorded, but like my editor, I don't know where he is anymore. Ever since this Corona stuff, you know, his email doesn't work and stuff, so I'm gonna have to find a new editor. I'm so sad because he was so amazing. And you're so welcome. Thanks for being on here. And so anyway, download the podcast if you know, and listen to it. There's about 20 to 21 episodes, and I'm hoping to really get back to it and share with you stuff like this. I almost should just like record myself as I'm on here, because I don't care if it's perfect, you know, to get on there. So anyway, all right. I hope you go for your passions. I hope you are starting, no matter where you are in your life, to be better and whatever it is that you're trying to do. Take care. Have an amazing rest of your day.